All right, welcome. Oh, back to the second episode of
we
the
survived.
TangyTalks podcast. We got to give a shout out to all the viewers for the first episode. Our expectations were 20 views, and we hit 127.
Yeah.
So that's
networking.
Good job.
Networking.
Good job on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And evidently, this is the first episode where we have a guest. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is Cassie.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
What's up, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do have some introduction questions for you. The first one
Alright.
is what fruit you are, because we obviously have our own iconic fruits.
We characterize people with fruit.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
I'm very glad you asked that question because I also characterize myself with a fruit, which is peach. I own a lot of peach products, and I would argue to the death that that is the best fruit. So.
Do you guys know that like Simply Lemonade and Simply Lemonade?
Yeah.
You know that juice? They have Simply Peach.
No, you can't make.
Yeah.
Well, you can make peach.
No, I have some in my fridge. I've been like downing
Peach is
it.
delicious.
It's amazing.
so
But
good,
usually
right?
Simply Lemonade, they make lemonades, not peach lemonade.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that, but I mean, sounds good to me, dude.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I mean, I've been downing like bottle after bottle, and yeah.
That's a big one.
Those
Where'd
are
you
good.
get them? Is it like something you can get from Costco that they have a bunch of them?
Yeah,
Or is
like
it,
Dearburst or Costco. My mom just like, we had a
Oh.
party recently. My mom's like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of drinks, and I'm like, okay, so Sprite, Coca-Cola. She shows up with like 8 giant things of peach juice.
Jesus.
Like no
So
one touched them.
delicious.
So it's all me.
Yeah, that's what
What?
Costco is, just bulk.
Yeah, straight up bulk. Costco's the
Yeah.
thick supplier.
Yeah.
No, I was at Costco yesterday. It was like one of the greatest days of my life because we got an entire thing of Arizona iced teas.
Oh, yeah. You can buy that stuff cheap.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so
no,
cheap.
really.
Yeah, when I did debate like last year, I got a bunch of Arizona iced tea, thinking it would be good for my voice, but then eventually it just destroyed my voice. I'm like,
No.
you betrayed me.
I remember that when you would drink tea
Yeah.
at tournaments.
Mhm.
You can deal it out, like making
Yeah,
trades.
deal, give the deals.
Yeah, you had all those. And then Daniel had the Uncrustables.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was lit.
Yeah, do you guys know about when I cried at districts because we were out of Uncrustables?
No way.
We're just gonna pretend that never happened.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh man. Okay. So speaking of debate,
Yeah.
our debate season's almost starting, right? It's
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cassie serves like a heckin' ton. I don't even know all of them, so it's like
Coordinators, yeah.
you're gonna be like a ton of things for debate this year, right? Like,
Yeah. I'm the director of recruitment to like get everybody to actually join debate. Essentially just like screaming at freshmen in the hallways, but
Are you gonna do the posters where you put your face on it?
yeah, I've made some actually. I like them a lot. There's this one that's like I asked random people whether you should join debate, and here's what they said. And then it's Albert Einstein, and he says yes, but only if they have big brains. And it's like
Wow.
Beyonce and Obama and Miss Beck, and Miss Beck says maybe.
Oh, that's
Of course.
funny.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
we'll have that at one point. But yeah, so I'm doing that, and then I am a speech co-coordinator, which is
Hell yeah,
Cool.
oratory.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm an oratory coordinator. Yeah, so
Sweet.
really.
Hell
You
to
do
the
two
yeah.
events? You
on
have to
that
coordinate
grind,
two
dude.
events?
Well, no. Okay, so I have to coordinate oratory and info, and then I'm also like the overall speech coordinator.
For
So-
events.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For
Oh,
events.
yeah, that's actually pretty
So
nice.
that means that like all of the speech coordinators, I just overrule them.
Yeah.
Supreme
With Sunny,
ruler.
right?
Yeah, with Sunny.
Oh.
Yes.
Shout out to Sunny.
Yeah, they're adding a lot of new stuff to debate now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy. She just like emailed us this summer and was like, "Do you want to do this?" And we were like, I mean, I guess so.
We can move on to the first segment.
Well,
Oh,
like
yes,
the
let's
school
do it.
stuff.
Yeah, school news.
And
This
is-
or like what about classes, you know? Gotta get the basics.
Oh yeah, classes.
Yeah.
Before we can get to the segment, how are
Yeah.
your classes, y'all? All your APs?
They're all right. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little bit frustrated in my AP Gov class because I disagree with some things.
Oh.
That
Arguing.
I'm not super mad at Snidman.
Yeah, no. He's nice.
One thing about him that's funny is that every single time that I've ever addressed him, I've called him Mr. Cinnamon, but really fast, and he hasn't noticed.
Of
Mr.
course.
Mr. Snowman.
Mr. Cinnamon, and he doesn't notice it.
Well, now you've just been exposed. So,
No, Mr. Cinnamon, if you're
Yeah,
listening.
if he watches this, oh no.
Mr. Paprika.
No.
Mr. Paprika.
How?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
none of the classes are too hard right now. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I'm just waiting when I have like an AP Physics, AP Gov, and AP Lang like essay on the same day.
Same day.
Yeah, but
Hate
it's just
those
like,
physics
oh, no.
is
physics
actually
essays.
pretty good at like.
Okay,
Mr.
you know what
Wei,
I
he's
meant.
good. I know, but he's good at like easing you into the work. So, like right now,
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah.
really do too much for you, like for homework
Mhm.
wise.
Physics right now is really
Yeah.
easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 It sucks though. It's gonna get like it's gonna destroy us like in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
We're
if
gonna
you
be-
Yeah.
we also got new school, but you know Brennan and my take on the new school. So Cassie,
Yeah.
what do you think
Yeah.
about the new school?
Oh,
I
the
talked
new
about it in the first
school.
episode.
I don't know. I mean, like, I actually saw it under construction this summer. I think that me and Anna were the first students to see it, like, almost done, which was pretty
Ooh.
cool. And they were, like, explaining it to us and whatnot. And, like, I feel like there's a couple really cool areas of the school that just, like, aren't going to be used very often or aren't being used yet
Oh
because
yeah,
they're not
that's
done,
true.
which kind of
Mhm.
sucks. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the teleconference room, but it's really
What?
cool. Like,
Oh
there's,
wait,
like,
I have seen the teleconference.
I don't know what
room.
that
yeah.
is.
It's
It's
lit.
like set up kind of like a college classroom where there's like levels and like the seats are
Oh.
kind of in like a half circle.
Yeah,
of
like
Yeah,
the
like
old
stadium.
orchestra room.
Yeah, it's like stadium seating, and then there's like 9 TVs at the front and a couple podiums. And I remember the construction woman being like, "Oh, I bet they'll use this for debate," and obviously
Oh,
we.
that'd be cool.
For debate.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, hard
Yeah.
Eve.
But yeah, and then like the greenhouse, which like isn't really used that often. There's like
Wait,
the outdoor
we have a
classroom that
greenhouse?
isn't.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Brendan, for
No.
AP, for Calc, we walked by
Yeah.
the greenhouse.
Wait, isn't
That's
that just like the roof terrace? You mean?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
there's that, and then there's like
They're
a
next
greenhouse,
to
which
it.
I guess isn't fully done yet, but
Oh.
like that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
there's
then-
actually stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, the new
And then
art room
there's-
looks really nice. It's like right next to the. Yeah, Kevin and I, we went to
Outdoor?
Elements. It's right next
Yeah,
to
we
the
did
courtyard.
Elements.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it looks nice.
We love bothering people with just music and just.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Elements is fun.
hmm
Shout out to
Yeah,
Elements.
Yeah.
I saw them and I was like, oh, and someone I was with said recycling club, and they were like, no, this is Elements.
Yeah.
It's
We don't
completely
care.
different.
Yeah. Recycling and Elements is completely different.
Yeah, they're not the same at all.
Absolutely.
Not running in the
Okay.
rain just to throw away recyclable.
Like a one piece of paper.
Yeah.
One piece of paper.
Oh yeah, and someone
So-
recycled 2 pizzas today. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We were walking behind a freshman, and he casually just stashed 2 pizzas in an empty recycling bin, and I almost puked.
Oh, God.
Amazing.
I was like, I have to clean that.
Yeah.
No.
Dude.
Yeah.
We love the freshmen, man.
So
For
that's
real.
like the abuse we face in
Shout out
Elements.
to the freshmen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, the freshmen I was at Quiz Bowl today, and they're getting taught by like the people in our grade who obnoxiously applauded everything. And it's terrifying because there's so many of them that it's so powerful, you know?
Ooh,
It's-
power. Speaking of obnoxiously clapping,
That's just the story of our grade at the school
yeah,
assembly.
our grade is
Oh
like
my god.
the junior class is just known for like obnoxiously clapping at everything.
They think that we're actually like enthusiastic about what
Yeah.
they're saying.
It's
The
like-
only time when I really was behind, I stood up even before all of the other people stood up, just want
Ooh.
to say, for Brad
Oh,
Griffith,
no.
just because that man is,
For
He's-
Brad,
he's
for
a star.
Brad Griffith.
there's
He's
no
an
other way
icon.
to put it. He is an icon.
Man, that was a journey.
Yeah, it definitely
yeah,
was.
really.
The slides were so badly made.
Yeah.
The
Like-
like 2007 pop
Yeah,
music.
you know that they made this in like 2008 and then they like didn't touch it. It's been collecting
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah, probably
Every-
actually.
Yeah, every year they just blow off the dust, shove it into the computer, and they're like, "Oh, is that the
Yeah.
slides? Yes, it is." And it's like, oh, okay.
And what's like really funny about it too is someone took a lot of time to make that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, that's
Probably.
there's a
okay.
lot of editing, like
I mean, yeah,
going into that,
the
but
editing
especially like
isn't-
for a teacher.
Yeah, the editing isn't even that good though, because all they did was just like look at the list of transitions and say, all right.
I remember
let's
when
use
the
them
guy
all.
was
Yeah,
like,
but you know it took them a while.
yeah, no. I remember when the guy was like, "Yeah, there's gonna be music in between each slide," and I'm like, "Okay, that's weird, but
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
And then they actually presented, and I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this."
Oh my god.
And it was like,
Yeah.
honesty, and then it'd be like blasting like
Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, that, yeah.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah.
Something
Do
insane.
you guys remember, I think it was our freshman year, so 2 years ago, when they had that guy come in to talk about drugs, like Fix You by Coldplay was in the background and everybody was just like,
That's like
In a
a
different
rave
dimension.
party.
Yeah.
So many
The
like.
drums are so loud.
I know, yeah.
It was like
That was crazy.
okay. Yeah, horrible music. Oh, the font.
Yeah, the
Oh,
font was
man.
just
Oh
none of
my
it was
god,
good.
no, that was terrible.
Well, I mean, they didn't use Comic Sans, did they?
No, but I think there was some papyrus.
Oh, okay. Oh, what?
There was definitely some
Yeah, it's
papyrus.
not good.
Oh.
But
and then we had
activities
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for debate. That oh my
Mm.
god, it's actually like a complete like shit show. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, it's
on
disgusting.
Yeah.
Here? Is this
We just
allowed?
Brendan and I just set up shop at the Latin Club and just
Oh
started
yeah.
like getting.
We
people
started
to join the Latin
promoting it,
Club.
even though we're not
So,
gonna do
yeah.
Yeah,
it.
we were like, I asked Michael, hey, when does the Latin Club meet? He's like, after school on Tuesday. So I'm just like, Mondays during lunch.
Yeah, mission for
Go to the
everyone.
Latin Club. And it's so bad.
Yeah, and Kevin made like these
Terrible.
terrible reasons why you should just join. Like
Yeah, hold on.
Spanish is
Here's my
lacking.
take of that. It feels
Yeah.
really weird to be a person who's not running a stand. It's almost like a homeless person begging, and
Yeah.
you feel bad for not joining.
You have to, like,
Oh, do you
endure
want to
through
join
it.
Red Cross so we can save children with like rare blood condition? And I'm
And
like,
you're like,
yes, but
ooh.
no.
Yeah. Or just see
yeah.
that one activity stand where there's like no one there and no one signing up. You just kind of have to walk
Oh
by.
yeah.
Nah.
See, that's what I
Anime
was
club.
scared. Oh no. And I hate like those kids who go around and sign up their friend for everything
Oh.
and
Not
Brendan
me.
Yang.
Not me at all.
God.
Yeah,
He signed
And
me
you
up for
just
Young
feel
Republicans.
bad.
I got an email for that too, though. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't sign you up for Young Republicans.
All right. Well, there's someone else screwing with us.
Someone did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Young Republicans. What a time. I remember last year. I think they like said something bad to GSA, and it was just a
Oh,
big deal at
yeah.
the activities.
I remember last year at Club Photos, they dragged Elijah.
Oh.
Oh.
They were like, "Oh wait, can you get in our picture real quick?" And he's like, "No." And they just dragged him and put a Young Republican shirt on him. So it's like
Oh my
a sea
god.
of white, and then in the top left corner, it's Elijah.
No.
He's like,
Why?
"Oh
Is Elijah
He's
even
not.
like conservative at all?
no!"
Oh.
They just dragged him into the picture.
Yeah.
He's not even in the club.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Just sets
Yeah,
an
no, I
example.
think the problem with the activities fair now is that like since we can't give out food anymore, no one wants
Oh,
to
yeah.
go anywhere.
Oh
So
yeah.
you just have to resort to screaming at everybody.
Yeah,
So
it's
by
horrible.
debate, you've got debate and Quiz Bowl next to each other, and then you've got Raj who like love Raj to death, but the boy can scream so high pitched, and he's screaming like, "Have you ever been sad? No more. Join Quiz Bowl." And I'm like, well, shoot, I just don't have the comedic capability to say things like that about debate. So I'm just like screaming like join debate at like a million freshmen, and they all walk by like really awkwardly because all I have to offer them is like the dude talking Rams pencils.
I mean, those pencils are pretty nice. Like.
They're nice, but like I
we-
know
we
they
just
rather
lose
have me.
pencils. It's pretty valuable.
yeah, exactly.
So that's the activities fair.
Man,
It's
yeah.
just a lot of trolling. Did Kevin just die? Kevin's power just went out. He messaged me
good.
his power went out. Saw a flash of
Well, it's-
lightning and bam.
Great.
Oh,
well,
wow,
we don't
whoa.
need him anyway. Yeah, wow.
Oh,
My power just went out.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A flash of like a lightning, just like this is the part where Kevin's everything
Dead.
died.
Yeah, get out of here.
Next. So
Okay,
we think
what are you guys
next one.
talking about?
Well, we're actually gonna move on to Cassie's segment.
Oh yeah, Cassie, you have
Yeah.
a segment.
Which, yeah, basically, I mean, I'm sure like both of you guys also have been kind of like, what the heck is going on this week with the op-ed in the New York Times?
Op-ed?
Yeah, I
what's
don't know.
this?
I feel like
It's like a 3-page anonymous. It's to people who don't know.
the
Some
anonymous
guy
thing?
or girl anonymously like made an
It was-
opinion educational like
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
for the New York Times, and he's talking about how like you're
Part of
gonna
the coup.
revolutionize
It's a-
against Trump.
it's a senior
Sorry.
official in the White House,
Yeah.
which is crazy, especially like
Yeah.
in this administration. And also with like the New York Times, they don't normally use anonymous sources, so like this
Yeah,
dropping was
it-
insane.
It has to be probably real.
No, it's
no,
real.
no, it's real.
real.
I
Yeah,
trust
but
that
it's still kind of crazy. Like this is
It's-
actually.
it's
a thing.
crazy to think about. I definitely like have had my doubts the past couple of days where I've been like, maybe everything I know is fake and the New York Times is just playing me. But then I'm like, okay, but am I really gonna buy into this whole fake news situation? Like the New York Times has spent
Yeah,
so
they're not
many
gonna
years
just
building
waste
its
it into
credibility. Yeah,
Mhm.
like they are so good at what they do, regardless of what Trump might say sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me to see that someone was concerned enough about this to reach out to the New York Times to publish it, but also wasn't concerned enough to like maybe like go public and resign. Which is
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, if
I
he's
don't
part of
know.
a anonymous resistance, then of course he's just gonna have
Oh
to
yeah,
stick with
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If he or she did give
Yeah.
him or herself away, the whole coup would just fall.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's interesting how I feel like if they came forward and cited like like things that happen that they're, because what they're talking about here is
Oh, like things that they did.
things that like, or they witnessed in the White House, because like I don't know, like there's been a lot of like things going around about that that like it could potentially like affect the November midterms, which we
Mhm.
all know is like kind of the determining factor for like whether Trump gets impeached.
Mhm.
So
oh,
it's
jeez.
like,
Yeah.
so it's crazy that like impeached, right? That's
Yeah, and the fact that the person's like coming out now means they're probably actually gonna get prepared for the midterms. So
which is, yeah, it's
gonna
interesting.
happen something.
It feels strategic to me.
Yeah. Do you think they did it because the midterms are coming up so
Yeah,
quickly?
yeah, they're not gonna like just
Yeah, I
randomly
don't.
say we're part of a resistance.
Yeah, like they randomly say like Trump is doing all these terrible things
Yeah.
and we're all trying to keep him in check. I do think that it's strategic, but I'm also like, if this is strategic, why don't you do, as I said, like come forward publicly, say all of these terrible things he's done, so that people go out there and like vote
Yeah.
to get more Democrats in the House. Like,
Well, I guess he
I
doesn't
don't
want to
know.
risk everything, like including his own like career. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in what he or she wrote, it was like some of the things that the president's been doing is like good
Is
for like the
good,
country,
yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's like fundamental disagreements among him and the people in the White House, so that's like what's
Oh.
causing it.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting because I find myself like feeling for this person and being like, you are great, even though like obviously some of the things they're citing as good things, I'm like, man, I don't necessarily, I'm not in line with that. But I just think it's interesting how this person has managed to like, I don't know, like uh resonate with so many people and like what they're
Yeah.
doing, and it's just such like a crazy situation for all of it to just go down. And like another thing is like, I don't know if you guys have seen, this is actually kind of funny to me, there's a bunch of quotes of people who are like denying that they wrote the op-ed, and it was just so
Oh.
funny. I think here, wait,
So
let
there's like
me
people actually like getting framed for or like blamed for it.
well, everyone, it's we know is that it's like a senior advisor in the White House. So
Okay.
it's like
Because
a
that's
senior official,
oh,
my
okay,
bad.
yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, it says in the article,
That's pretty
senior
risky
official.
though. They're just
Yeah,
trying to stay
and
anonymous.
the thing is, a bunch of them are coming forward and saying like, it's not me. But it's really funny because like I was reading some of their quotes today, and I think Mike Pence's was like, the vice president would put his name on an op-ed, and like
What?
all of the quotes of everyone saying it wasn't them are just like, quote, no, he told reporters. Like
No, that's
it's
it.
so it's so funny, and it's putting all these people like in jeopardy and forcing them to like explain themselves that
Oh,
like they
yeah.
didn't do this. But it's also, what's interesting about that is that within the article the person is saying like that it's not just them, that it's like a lot of people within the White House that
Yeah.
are seeing that Trump is messing up and are like stopping him from his big mistakes, but still like pretending to, not pretending, but like supporting him in a way.
Yeah.
But they're saying this is a group of people, this is a lot of people in the White House, but now all of these people from the White House are coming forward and being like, no,
Oh,
whoever
shoot.
this is crazy.
Yeah, this like gonna result into that like back then the Red Scare. There's this one guy who kept trying to find people. No, but like
You guys know the Red Scare.
You guys know communism.
but really, like this guy, he kept trying to expose people even though they're actually innocent.
McCarthy?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, McCarthy. Yeah.
If that crap starts happening down, that's not good.
No, but like if you think pretend it's real, right? Let's just say. what bad things do you think this like revolution from the inside has prevented? Like Trump has already done some like pretty shady things.
Yeah, and
But
I
like
mean,
imagine all the shady things that got absorbed by this revolution. Like we can't send this to
exactly,
America.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest with you, like I feel like it is real because, especially because Trump hasn't come forward and said like this is fake news, which is what we would expect him to do. Like
All news is fake news.
yeah, the thing is that so many things he's come forward before and said like this is fake. The New York Times is not credible. Like blah blah blah.
Oof.
And with this, he's not coming forward and saying it's not true. He's saying like whoever this is like.
Well, how would
You know,
Trump know?
Well,
if
yeah,
it's
he wouldn't
not
have
true?
like any ground to say that.
he wouldn't have any clue.
I know, but I feel like
It's something.
if there was if really there was no way, and if all of these officials who are saying it wasn't them, like really strongly didn't believe in what this op-ed is saying, that he would be pushing forward like, no, my entire like administration is like faithful to me and like blah blah blah, but he's not, probably because he knows that not everyone who ends up working for him is faithful to him because he's crazy. Like and I don't know, it's just it's really, everything about it is so interesting and so crazy that it just happened within like the last few days, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
speaking of that, I'm surprised Stidman hasn't really said anything about it either, too.
Oh no, he had a discussion with our
Really?
class.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
he discussed.
into everything.
yeah. Mr. Himalayan Salt had a conversation with us.
Yeah, he in my
Use a different
class.
spice.
Oh yes. In my class, it was kind of really shocking because like no one, when he was like, what has recently like been all over the news and blah blah, and I was like the only person to raise my hand. I was like, does everyone really not know like
Oh
this
yeah.
op-ed? I mean,
A
I'm
lot of
sure that
people-
some people did and just didn't say anything, but
Mhm.
so many people just don't know anything.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, we
They
did
live their
learn
life.
that like the graph
Yeah.
is just saying participation's really dropping. So
Yeah.
we need
Yeah,
AP Gov.
for sure.
Save
If
it.
you go,
Yeah,
shout
no,
out to Mr.
Stidman.
I don't know, barbecue.
What?
Some,
Barbecue.
Mr.
I want to use a different seasoning. Use a different seasoning every time I mention him.
Cinnamon,
This is-
Mr. Barbecue.
Garlic and roasted herb.
Mr. Garlic.
Mr.
Mm.
Mr.
Mr. Nutmeg.
Yeah.
Mr. Nutmeg. Shout out to Mr. Nutmeg. Thank you.
Yeah.
Brendan did a beautiful freehand drawing of Mr.
Oh
Nutmeg.
no.
Yeah,
So
It
good.
was
awesome.
It was so
complimentary.
good. No, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
You
Brendan,
know
you're a
what's
true
something?
artist.
Oh, this is actually really funny. I don't know if I want to expose this person, but I noticed that someone in my class started taking notes on their computer of the amount of times that he says "out there."
Oh,
No,
yes,
they did
yes.
that last year.
Yeah.
That was like a whole conspiracy.
I mean,
There's a kid. Shout out to Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley.
Yeah, so he had a presentation about how many out there's he said over the course of the whole year last year, and he gave
Yeah.
like a presentation out loud to Mr. Stidman. So now this year he's more like
Trying to
he
keep
knows
it low.
more about. He's
Mhm.
trying to keep it low, so we
No.
don't meme on him. We don't clown on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, there's so many like just photos of him tagged Lord Snitty, and he's just a meme basically now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is a legend, though.
Yeah, he's a good
He's
teacher.
I
he has
understand why he
weirdly
gets-
dry humor. I don't I feel like every single time he tells a joke, I'm supposed to laugh right now or not. Like,
Yeah, he takes
I
things
don't
kind
know.
of seriously.
I
But
can't tell when he tells a joke. It's really
Yeah,
weird. He like
yeah.
when he has a joke, it's usually a punchline and like it's supposed to be funny, but he gives it in the same manner that he usually talks. So he's giving a
That's so
lesson.
cool.
He'll sneak a joke in the middle of his like speech,
Yeah.
and no one laughs.
Yeah.
Maybe Eli will chuckle, and I'm like, "What? What was
yeah,
that?"
you have.
Snibman's jokes, it's like I'm watching Rick and Morty, you know?
Oh man.
Oh. But yeah, I don't know. My Gov class is such an experience. There's some good, like, I'm sorry, I feel so
Mhm.
mean, but like quotes from some people in that class that I'm just
Okay,
like, how
yeah.
do you truly not know how things work? Like,
I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna expose anyone either, but there is one person in my class. So you know, have to do the vocab sheet, and you have to write down
Yeah.
examples of what it is to
Yeah.
help you remember. So one of them was gridlock, but instead of
Yeah.
writing like a political gridlock, she writes down like a traffic jam, so everyone's stuck. I was
No,
like,
does
how is that
he
gridlock?
referenced that in my class
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Wait, do you know who it was?
yeah, but I'm
No.
not gonna expose her. Oh shoot, or him, you know,
Her. Okay.
Her or him, you know.
Her or him.
Her,
PC.
him.
Yeah, there's a couple people. There's like one person in my class who just says these things that like I feel really bad. Like but like there's been some quotes. Like someone said like healthcare is a choice. And I was like,
Oh, my.
excuse me. And then there is one or two specific people in my class that I'm just like, every time they speak, I'm like, man, you really just word vomit exactly what your parents tell you. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
that's
word
why we're here to
vomiting is
learn
like
it.
a really big thing for us high schoolers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
oh,
Like-
You know, I might even do it.
Yeah, like I do it like from on occasion because like I'm not the most politically educated person in the world. Like Brent and I
Yeah.
aren't.
Yeah, no.
So sometimes we do word vomit some stuff we learn like from the internet. But then
Mhm.
there's the people who word vomit like anything, so you can't
Yeah.
really tell what they really think.
exactly.
CNN. Oh, I can word vomit this and still sound liberal. It's like
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it still sound like know what I'm
Actually,
talking
Like
no,
about.
they literally like verbatim quote something from CNN that's like super super controversial, and they're like, yeah, but it's chill, and like I still lean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what are you? What?
No, exactly. No, people who like quote that type of stuff, and then you're like, oh, that's interesting, like blah 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 blah, blah. And
How's
there's
your
no
feeling on
response.
this? And then you
Yeah,
expect
and
them to
they're
say
like,
something.
oh. Which like
Oh.
I will admit I've been guilty of before, where I've been like really
Absolutely, yeah.
passionate about like one side of something, or not
And
one
then
side,
switch.
and then someone like asks me about it, I'm like,
You have a point.
and I mean, I feel strong in my political views, and like I feel educated enough in like what I think, but sometimes with like specific current events, I'm just not the
Yeah.
most caught up.
Like there are
And
people
I-
just stay on it, and it's
Yeah,
impressive.
And it's like when you have a conversation with certain people in debate, it just gets to a point where you're
Yeah.
like, man, I look like such an idiot right now.
Oh yeah, some people in our grade are like super
Really good.
politically aware.
Gavin,
like-
yeah, we're getting smart just by
Shout out to
talking
Gavin.
with Gavin
Gavin
at lunch.
Giuliani and Will Stappenbeck, dude, those
Yeah.
guys really got it down on everything.
Yeah, and Eli, he's good with like.
Yeah, Eli
Arguing
too.
with
I
Gavin.
love Eli. Eli is my favorite person.
Shout
talk
out to my
politics with.
2AC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they like, you can tell someone knows what they're talking about when they cite something that happened like a couple years ago. That can like bring
Yeah.
them back. Like with this
Yeah.
one dude that no one's ever heard of except for me, that happened. So you can like apply it to now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that sounds really smart.
Yeah, and I mean, I do that sometimes, mostly just because I tend to like watch political videos that kind of talk about issues from like the 2000 till now and how they've evolved. So that definitely like it's like I feel so much smarter when I'm like, well, yeah, but in the Bush administration, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Like knowing what these presidents do, even though they're like tens years old, just makes you
Yeah.
sound
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, what's
Thank you,
the outro?
Cassie, for joining
yeah.
us.
Had a
Guest
good
speaker.
time. Thank
It
you.
was
guys.
good. Guest speaker, first guest speaker.
Hmm
Woo!
Yeah.
Shout out to
Number
Cassie.
one
Honorary
Tangy
guest
Boys
speaker.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, the peach. That's our
Awesome.
first speaker.
That's me.
There we go.
Woo!
Go subscribe to our channel. Let's hit 5 likes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can we
That's right.
please get 5 likes?
At least
Like,
5, you know.
Unironically, get 5 likes because like that's how much we got last time.
Leave
So-
what fruit you are in the comments down below.
Yeah.
yeah,
maybe.
leave what for you are in the
Well, we want to know
comments.
who you are. It'll be anonymous, kind of. So
Mhm.
that's nice.
Great.
All right. All right. That's
Bye,
it.
Cassie.
Bye.
See ya.